Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Beautiful Linker Joe bringing you yet another deck profile video, showing off some school pride. Go Cal Poly! Anyway, I am going to show you a Pale Moon deck profile. Now, I said earlier that I, was building Pale Moon, but I didn't like Silverthorns. My friend said that if you wanted to build Pale Moon, I think you would be really happy, or you'd find it really fun to play Silverthorns. Tried it, hated it, made this deck, had so much more fun that I stuck with it. So, I'm going to keep this short and simple. Let's get to the deck profile. Alright guys, so here starts the deck profile. With my starter, I have Girl Who Crossed the Gap, arguably the best starter for Pale Moon. Counterblast 1, add her to Soul, call 1 unit from Soul to open rearguard. Pretty good, especially when you have Lakira's Vanguard. Let's move on to triggers. For Rainbow Magician, it's really good first turn. If the attack of a Vanguard was successful and it hits, and this boosted successfully, Soul Charge 1, add this back to the deck and shuffle. For stands, for Sky High Walker, pretty good. Red Lightning Clone, call it to rearguard, you can add it to Soul on flip 1 damage, which is pretty good for Lakir. The most I've ever really used this guy's skill is Tremendous, which means I'm able to use Lakir's effect more than once per game, which is really outstanding because her skill is very counterblast heavy, as you all know, counterblast 3. Next we have 3 of the Margle clone, which is Poison Juggler, added to Soul, plus 3k. And we have 4 of the Silverthorn Heal, because I like this one better than I like the other ones. Now, the triggers is very much to be sort of gimmicky, since everything almost adds to Soul. The deck is supposed to be Soul Charge and then call back stuff from Soul into the rear guards, which is why this deck is a lot of fun. So, if you guys think this is a really generic build, so feel free to make any changes if you want to use this deck. Anyway, moving on to grade 1s. To Tightrope Walker, when it's called to rear guard from Soul, you get the Soul Charge 2. So I'm basically using up my deck for Soul so that I can use it for Lakir's Counterblast more efficiently, which makes me have more options for certain things in certain plays, certain situations. Again, before I go into the further, there will be proxies. These cards aren't as hard to find as they are in, say, my Excel World deck, which have the proxies. So I'm actually getting these cards very soon. I'm missing 5 cards, so if you have them, feel free to let me know. But these cards aren't really hard to find. I can find these on my own. So I run 3 Skull Juggler. This is when it's called to rearguard or Vanguard Circle, you get the Soul Charge 1. 3 Midnight Bunny is pretty good, maybe first mid-game or early game. If it boosts a unit that attacked Vanguard successfully, Counterblast 1, add it to Soul, and then call another one from Soul to rearguard. 3 Triple Purple Trapezist. When it's called to rearguard, target a rearguard and add it to Soul. Call 1 from Soul to rearguard. Last but not least, 4 Perfect Guards. Silverthorn Perfect Guard because I like this one better than Hades Hypnotist. Plus, this one is easier to grab than Hades Hypnotist as of right now. Next, grade 2s. Again, proxies, but these are not hard to get. 2 Seesaw Game Loser. What it does is your damage adder, Counterblast 1, take top card to deck, add it to damage, and then at the end of the turn, take 1 damage, add it back to your deck. 2 Big League Bear. When it's placed in Guardian Circle for guard, you get the Soul Charge 2. 3 Dancing Princess, excuse me. When it's placed on Rearguard or Vanguard Circle, Counterblast 1, take 1 card from your deck and add it to Soul. And lastly, 4 of the Silverthorn 10k. Like this one better than Barking Cerberus just because of artwork and other designs. A lot of this is more sort of like aesthetic pleasing to me. Anyway, lastly, grade 3s, we have 4 of the Break Ride. When you are at 4, when you ride a Pale Moon over this, which is going to be Lakir, which I have 3 of, when it attacks, you can Soul Charge 2 of your rear guards to Soul, and then call 2 more from Soul back into your rear guard circles, which means you get a whole nother attack depending on which ones you attacked first. Since I run stands, I usually attack with the front row unboosted, attack with the front row unboosted, and soul charge those, call back, and then I attack with the boosts. Or you can do an entire column, soul charge those back to the soul, and call another column so you get a whole nother attack. That's up to you. This opens plays. Then her second effect is when it attacks, you soul charge once. So a lot of the deck has its options in terms of soul charge, in terms of what you can use in the soul. It's very much sort of like toolbox. It's meant to rush, sort of. And there's so many things you can do with this deck. And then lastly, you have 3 Liqueur, your boss lady, ringleader of the circus. Counterblast, limit break, counterblast 3. You can call up to 1, grade 0, grade 1, grade 2, or grade 3 from your soul to open rear guards, or any rear guards, I should say. Pretty good. And then its last skill is every time a unit is called out from soul to rear guard, gets plus 3,000. So with break ride, this actually becomes really powerful. And like I said before, I've able to use her skill like 3 at max 4 times in a game, thanks to Sky High Walker and thanks to all the cards' abilities to allow for the switch out. So this Vanguard becomes really powerful, and the deck is actually a lot of fun. Had a lot more fun using this than I did with the Silver Thorns. It's actually proved to be a really good experience. But that's the deck profile. Alright guys, that's the end for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. I'll be back soon with another deck, maybe duel, card fight. I don't know quite yet. My schedule is kind of weird. I got finals coming up this week, so I'm going to see what I can do. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to hit that comment, like, subscribe. Comment, like, subscribe to the other pages that I'll link in the bottom. Check out my Facebook page. I'll put all my content out there. And I'm out. Remember, keep calm, henshin go-go, baby. And I'll catch you on the flip side.